Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, September 1st. 8 months gone in the year. And the older I get, the faster it seems to go. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. All right. A minute to go to market open. We've got that YM trade is still valid, get in sync. It did not hit money management. $20 seconds to go. Soybeans went just to money management on that pre-market trade, so we'll look for a new setup there. $15 seconds. And the market is open and the YM trade cancels as it went through money management. So we'll look for a new setup. And soybeans went. Now, if you're watching it, there is an add-on trade that didn't give you time to get in, unfortunately. So still looking for our first trade on soybeans, as well as looking for our first trade on the YM. So while we're waiting for those, let's take a look at crude. We have a trade right at 9 o'clock, short that doesn't ever trigger, long that doesn't trigger, and finally a short at 59 seconds after the hour. That goes for target 1 at 13 ticks, target 2 at 20, and then out on the trailer at 88.01. If you're trailing, good morning, Miles. Good morning, Arizona Bob. So one and done on crude this morning. The Russell had nothing yet. And a squeeze zone filtered short on the YM. For unleaded, no trades up to initially our first trade at 903.43 gets a short on the yellow trade. New long on soybeans. Plenty of time to get in that. 17.75. That's a small trade. Yep, minimum target 1 of 6 ticks. Or rather, minimum money management anyway for target 1. So it is a valid setup. Looking for 18.25. As I was saying on unleaded, our first trade was the yellow short that hit money management and target 1. So those of you trading to target 1 for primary goal, you would want POQ there on this trade, picking up 56 on target 1 and trailing out at, everybody trailed out at 37.91 from the entry at 38.09. So 18 ticks on the trailer. And a short on the YM. I wasn't watching to see when that hit. And it just hit it again, so definitely should be in that trade. So our first trade of the morning on the YM is a short. One tick away from money management, it looks like. And there it is. Not yet to target 1. And there is target 1. So this will be a POQ trade on the YM. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's showing a filtered trade on soybeans, and I don't understand why it's filtered. Oh, yes. No. Yeah, yes, I do. It's stop and reverse. But we took a full stop on the long, which was our first trade. So that was a 12 ticks times 4 positions, 48 tick loss. That's filtered out because of the hybrid mode. It's against this trend indicator, which is actually a 20 SMA. Excuse me. Doesn't turn red until this bar out here. It's gone well past target 1. We've already stopped out of the original trade. And YM stopping out for a couple of pips, a couple of ticks. Stopping out at 41 from an entry at 43, it looks like. Yeah, so 2 ticks on the trailer and 26 on target. And that's a one and done session. Nothing yet on the Russell. So anyway, on unleaded, target 1 traders are one and done. If you're trading target 2, you're looking for more trades. Long setup to down below the entry again is total of 9 seconds. Don't know if that would have been tradable or not. Then you pick up a 200 EMA. This is showing as a 200 EMA trade on my chart. If that was not enabled, it would still show up as a blue trade off the 20 SMA. 38.13 to, actually no, that's 5 ticks. Where did it get? 18. Oh, that's right. The proximity is a little bit larger on the unleaded. You got an 8 tick proximity because of the tick size. So it would have been either a blue or a magenta trade. But it comes off, goes a little ways, and that would have been a stop and reverse. So that would be an entry at 58, 4 tick stop and reverse adjustment. And then we come back for a long stop and reverse to long at 807. 803 plotted plus 3 ticks. And that ultimately gets another target 1 and full target 2. 89 ticks. So let's see what we got here. We said, okay, target, we didn't get target there, so we got 18 times 2 is 36 for those trading target 2. And we get 39.31 to 38.30. Yeah, 38. Oh no, that's, yeah, 38.06 to 37.58. So 48 ticks times 2 is 96, less our 36. So we're down 60 after that one. So we go 58 to 07 is another 98 loss. So we're down 158. We pick up 89. So we're down 69. And looks like we're going to go over 69. Target 3 is 8. Yeah. So this one's going to put us positive. Even if you took all of those trades, and stopping out for a modestly positive session. All right, soybeans now in a long. Since while we were watching other things there. So unleaded gets it done. Took 1, 2, 3, 4 trades. Good morning, Pamela and Johnny. Johnny Seattle. So the YM is 1 and done. Crude was 1 and done. Unleaded took 4 trades but got positive for POQ. What I haven't mentioned is this pound Aussie trade, 834 this morning, 834.53 setup. Small trade. No, money management is up here just below target 3. So 3 positions come off at target 3, 4, 1 at target 4. We do hit target 4, and we come back, and the stop is buried in this, right in the wick of this bar at 69.49 from an entry at 42. So 7 ticks on the trailer. 13 tick target 3 times 3 is 39. 17 on 4 is 58. I'm sorry, 56. And 7 is 63 pips on the day for a one and done session there. All right, let's take a look at MNQ. So we'll wait our 4 minutes. And that is right in that bar somewhere. So we definitely hit money management before our start time. So our first trade is the long. And that ends up being a break even. Another long. How much time? Yeah, 7 seconds on that bar. That's a fairly good chance to get in, probably. Hopefully you got into that. Gets to money management. There, and target 2. So that's a winning trade. 28.5 points to target 2. And stopping it looks like a stop out or a stop and reverse. If you stop and reverse on the when positive without the adjustment, $94.75, and looks like 90 even. Yeah, so you'd picked up a couple of points, almost 3 points additional by reversing on the short there. Even if you take a 1 point stop and reverse, still pick up a little bit. So trade number 3, we're definitely in the short, and that is where we are. All right, we did hit. Oh, we hit target 1 on the nose for 11 ticks. Pick up 3 more on the trail. Break even stop. 14 ticks. We have a short now. 15.75. So we got 14 of our 48 back. We're down 34. And the short triggering in. 15 tick target 1. So this is a sizable trade. Looks like we get a couple of targets on this, and we will be positive. Just missing money management on the MNQ trade. Looks like the Russell that one's indeterminate. You have to break the bar down, see if it hit the entry or the stop first. If it hit the stop first, it's a valid trade. And looks like would be a break even if you were able to, if it was valid. So break even for our first trade on the Russell this morning. We have a break even and a win. Now we stop and reverse back to long. or a small loss, and then that becomes a full loss on the long side. There's actually a fair chance that you never got reversed on that and that you're still in the short. If it was too fast to execute the stop and reverse. Because it looks like to me you had 5 seconds to there. Don't know how fast it went back the other way. Here we have a new short now. So if you're still in the original short, there's money management. So the stop on the original short trade would be 94.50 or 93.50, depending on whether you adjusted for stop and reverse. 10 minutes before our crude 10 a.m. session. That trade has already gone to money management. All right, money management. There's money management if you closed out the original short for small loss. So that's at least a break even now, and it stops out to break even. And the Russell with a long-lived short triggered in and ended up being another break even. 2 break evens on the Russell this morning. That's slow trading on the Russell the last few days. Wasn't it yesterday that we just had break even after break even after break even? SMA short on crude. Still 9 minutes ahead of our start, so we've got time there. And hitting target 2, so that's a second winner if you were able to stay with the original short. Break even stop out if you were on the subsequent short. And unfortunately, that's going to not going to pick up our trailer, which I believe is at 200% of target 1. So that's going to be 1. 2x is actually going to be target 3 for, I believe. Okay, soybeans getting short at 15.75, still working for 14.12 even for the target. Nobody's wanting to discuss anything. No questions? Well, welcome to Numbers Are Up a little bit now. Please do say hello in the chat. Welcome to those joining us after a little while after we got started. Crude was one and done for the 9 a.m. session. 10 a.m. session, mini session is coming up in a little over 5 minutes. YM was one and done. Soybeans is unfortunate, not unfortunately necessarily, but is on its third trade in the short. We took a 12 tick loss on 4 positions on the first trade. We got an 11 tick target plus 3 ticks on the trailer on the second trade. So we're down 34. And a potential stop and revert. Actually, that one's going to have. No, that's actually not. That's the long trade hasn't triggered in. That would be a positive stop and reverse on the original short, but because we're still at the break-even stop there, we haven't gotten. And here's a third short now. The long did never trigger. This short does trigger in. Target 2 achieved on the original short. And an SMA short on crude with under 4 minutes to go. Actually, we also have a potential, and there's a new long. There's a possible long on crude. That's now a get in sync possibility. Small trade. 40 seconds to our 9 a.m. crude start. We did stop and reverse to long. And there's money management, so that is going to be at least a break-even trade on the MNQ. Too many things going on. Minute 10 now before our 10 a.m. crude. Soybean still sticking to the 50 and 200 right now. Crude trending downward this morning. And 10 a.m. session is open. Things getting a little bit spicier with 10 o'clock hour. Got close to the stop on micro NQ. And there it goes. Break even now short. And we're long on crude. Soybean still short. Crude still long. Russell getting noisy. MNQ still short. There's money management on the MNQ. YM rolling over. Short. MNQ short. Targets 2 and 3. And trailing now. Crude and consolidation, MNQ with a nice trade. Target 4. Big trailer. So is crude going to go up or down? And crude has a stop and reverse, but that stop and reverse adjustment is going to keep you in there at 84. You got a 2-tick stop and reverse adjust plus 2-tick key level adjustment. So there's our stop and reverse entry. That has triggered in unadjusted. So it will remain valid unless we hit the stop or we get a new long. So we are, and there's money management on the original trade. And target 2, which was our first actionable target, and stopping out at 03 for, actually, no, that's, yeah, but that would be that would have stopped out at 99. So target 2, we did get target 3. Just barely spiking up through it. So targets 2 and 3 on that trade. Another one and done session. That much better than the last couple of days on crude. MNQ stops out. That should end the session there. Soybeans still working on it. Let's see. The custom Renko, that this particular plan that I've got running is the evening session version 1 for the Catapult Renko. That is this is a what as on TradeStation would be a 1.5 point custom Renko bar with a 0.5 point offset. That's 3 quick full losses in a row right there on the Russell. That will definitely get in the session wherever we already had 1 loss, I believe. So definitely out of the session there. So the only thing we still have going. Did that answer your question, Neil, or did you need the settings? You should be able to get the settings for this particular plan off of the owners club or owners site. But yeah, it's a 1.5 point with a 0.5 offset. There are a couple of, I think there's more than one Catapult Renko plan. I don't know. I don't think Troy's put up any Renko plans for either Spotlight or Counterpunch. But he has been looking at some really interesting charts lately. I've got to, when he gets back in town, I'm going to see if I can't get his parameters for those so I can add those to my workspace. All right, and soybeans, getting to money management. Target 1 for 15 ticks. That leaves us 19 down. Still 3 positions on this trade. So that means 7 ticks on the trailer would get us positive at this point. 7 ticks on the trailer or target 2, whichever happens first. We're down 19. Target 2 is 23 ticks. Or if we get... And in fact, this might not be a bad place to trade for profit and go ahead and put our stop at 7 ticks. So that would put it 14 even. Yeah, that's not I'd rather hide it up above, at least up above the 50 and the 200. But since we have worked this hard to get positive, that's not a bad place to put it. And that's actually where it's, when on the close of this bar, that's where it's going. Because the balance line is already sitting at 1350. And let's see, 1175. Yeah, 13 is going to close it. Yeah, okay. It's already got its extents for the bar closing. It's just going to have to go 1 tick one way or the other. There it is. So there's your stop at 14. That's going to get us POQ. That'll put us 2 ticks positive at worst. So that will be a POQ trade on soybeans, even though we had a full loss on the first trade, putting us down 48 ticks. We've got that all back now on the next 2 trades. All right, soybeans down to 1325. That's another 3 ticks times 3 positions. That's another 9 ticks. We're up 11 ticks now. And challenging the stop. Put stop at 13.25 on soybeans. 14.13 and a quarter. That is a quarter point tick market. And stopping out at 13.25. Just touched it. Crude making a strong upward push. Well, our indices are all headed down. The YM and the MNQ both at session lows, all three at session lows. Micro Russell, the Micro NQ, and the YM. All right, folks. Unless there are other questions, I'm going to call it a morning there. Complete sessions on pretty much all of our charts there. All right. All right, and I'm even live at the live point on the monitor. That's amazing. All right, folks. Everyone have a good afternoon and good trading day tomorrow. And have a wonderful weekend. See everybody next week.